flip this camera. Okay, so I go toy box. No. That one. Browser. Yeah. Yo, this is kind of crazy, right? Look, I'm in the car just chilling, and I could watch TV. Come on, come on, come on.
12 players in formation. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
And of course, gotta have my stash of candy. My raw paper's right in the middle. So y'all know I'll be blowing it down.
Yeah, and I think Steve Sarkisian hopes this is the team that kicks the door in and finally wins the national championship. We got a lot of young players on this team that have been to the college football playoff, and they've seen this team in the college football playoff the last 2 seasons. And these guys like our champions, that finally take that next step and bring home the national championship trophy.
Gibson on the carry on 2nd and 15. When we were sitting with Sark yesterday, everybody makes so much.
Damn, 7 and 38. Wow. That's a large deficit. Henry cut.
Ohio State losing at Oregon last year, getting beat by Michigan late in the year. That Oregon-Ohio State Rose Bowl game in the playoff, that looked a lot different than the one we saw earlier in the year.
Notre Dame last year. Gibson again on the carry on 3rd down.
So that's interesting for Texas because, yes, they take the L on the road. But again, for the committee this year, some tweaks to the metric and schedule strength and adding more weight to big games and rewarding teams that beat good teams early, but also rewarding teams that lose to good teams. I think going on the road against the defending national champs with a quarterback as a new starter, losing by 7 points in the committee room in November, that's going to bode well for Texas.
This is a WCVB Storm Team 5 weather alert.
Good Saturday afternoon, everyone. We've been tracking severe weather all this afternoon, and we're continuing to track it for you. Just a quick update here. We have a line of storms tracking their way eastward, pushing into Boston, possibly by the time we get to around 5 to 6 p.m. later on today. Now we have a severe thunderstorm warning. You can see this is just north of Manchester. We're concerned about
will you be playing with this year?
I'm going to bring my talent to the Michigan Wolverines.
Had a great debut against New Mexico with more than 250 yards passing last week.
That's a great piece of video. I've not seen that video anywhere else. And, well, he was impressive last week, Dave. #1 player, #1 quarterback coming into the season, this previous recruiting class. He lived up to the billing. It's going to be a tall task today, though, against a Brent Venables defense, and what I will promise you will be an electric environment there in Norman, a game that Oklahoma needs to have. And I mentioned Sharon Moore, who played at Oklahoma, returns back to his alma mater with his football team. What a matchup we've got tonight on ABC.
Got also up next, Ole Miss and Kentucky. Ole Miss lost to the Wildcats in Oxford last year, looking to get them back. Coming up just moments away on ABC. Heads out of the air on 1st down with his team down 19. And he gets hit from behind, fumbles the ball again. That happened earlier, and it's another turnover, the 5th of the day. Ethel forced the fumble, recovered by Malachi Hood. It's Tanner Eckel off the edge.
this is similar to the earlier fumble that we saw him have. Tanner Heckler's going to blitz. He's going to get up the field. He's going to shut it down, and then he's going to work back to the quarterback. And Darian Mensah never feels him. Never was Heckler working back. And a big hit delivered. Ball's on the ground, and Illinois once again is on top of it. That's the second time where Minzik did not feel the pressure working back to him, and the third turnover for the quarterback that this Duke coaching staff just raved and felt unbelievable about heading into this ballgame.
And -5 overall in turnover ratio for Duke. Meanwhile, this will be interesting to see how Illinois handles the final 4 minutes. Do you try to impress the committee by getting more points and going to the air? Do you just be conservative and try to run off the clock here, keep it on the ground?
If they're going to run their offense, they're going to run the clock. If they get in a passing situation, they'll probably pass the football. But I'm sure Brett Bielema would love to be able to establish line of scrimmage and run the ball here down at the end of the game.
Valentine with room, cuts it back, and he'll score. Touchdown, Illinois. They kept it on the ground and still impressed. 44-19.
And that's exactly the way Brett Bielema would have drawn up. Yeah, he wants the big win for the committee, but he also wants that offensive line, that running game, to take shape and come to life. And a quality job by the offensive line, and an outstanding cutback once again from Khalil Valentine.
I think the committee would have been impressed anyway, but, you know, when it comes time towards the end of the year, if it's close and you're looking at games, you're watching games, you're looking at scores, this will stand out. The extra point hits the upright, but it's good. Everything going Illinois' way. It's hard to answer the question if I ask you if Illinois looks like a playoff team, but they look like a really good team. And again, who knows as the season goes along whether some of the teams that they're avoiding, Penn State and Oregon, we assume are going to be good. You have to play Ohio State at Indiana. The schedule you could say is favorable, but with Luke Altmaier and this offensive line, I mean, they had one of the worst running games we've seen in a while, and they still end up 26 with 4 minutes to go.
This is a really good football team. They're well coached. They're veteran. They've got experience. They know how to win close games. They've proven that. They clearly are doing a great job taking the football away. And with Luke Altmaier, I'll tell you one of my big takeaways from today, without the run game, what he was able to do to still allow this offense to find success, I thought he stepped up in a brilliant way and showed that even by losing his 2 top receivers, they're still going to find a way to be effective throwing the football when they need to. So I walk out of here even more impressed with Illinois than I was coming in.
4 sacks of Altmaier and many more hits, but he hung in there to have a fantastic day.
And he was just great with the football all day, putting the ball in situations where only his guys could get it. You see him navigating the pocket, finding Bowick, coming back to the football. I love the touch on this. Finds Cole Rusk up high and away, above the defender. Go back to Justin Bowick, just on an inside slant, put it right on the body of his big frame wide receiver. Efficient, effective, and an excellent performance from Luke Altmaier.
Meanwhile, Henry Beelan, the backup quarterback, is in. He started their bowl game last year, lost to Ole Miss, and he gets to the 40-yard line. It's funny, you look at Altmaier, Brett Beelan told us, you know, you saw the street, they're really close. They attracted the 7th inning stretch, sang it at Wrigley the other day. He said he looks like a guy that you expect to play pickup basketball. I think you sported that same hairdo at one point. I did some 40 years ago. Yes. Altmaier certainly looked like quarterback today. Shepard makes a tackle and finally down at the 46. Checking the tape.
Dave, by the way, I was at Wrigley Field when Altmaier and Bielema sang the stretch. I thought they did a great job together for what it's worth. But the thing that impresses me about Altmaier is how much he wants to be at Illinois. He had opportunity to go elsewhere, maybe make more money, but he is bought into this Illinois program, taking it to a place they've never been before, getting to the college football playoff. And he'll tell you, I dreamt of playing in the SEC. He grew up in Starkville, but he's in Illinois. He's adopted Big Ten country, and he wants to win with this team.
Well, as good as his 7th inning stretch might have been,
oh, the rain started.
Taylor, we know you sung it this weekend.
I see the rain.
That's just because you're nice.
How'd you do?
Well, I didn't mix up the words, okay? I got the words achieve that. So.
All right, how was the pitch and the tone? Well, we're going to find out here in a second. Thielen throwing deep and overthrows Andrel Anthony.
I do think it's interesting with.
Let me see. Let me check on the Kansas game. Kansas and Chargers.
You see the pole right there on the right-hand side as well. Probably thought they could have called one on the left. You see the athleticism of Justin Herbert. Not talked about a lot. But talking to the guys on their sideline, they believe that they can use him a little bit more in the run game because he shows that athletic ability when he runs the ball.
Chargers up 7-0 after one here on YouTube.
Clorox is dumping 2 million wipes to classrooms across America because
Wait, hold on. Let me see if that was. These are all the games. You can play racing and all that stuff. But I ain't playing no games right now. You can watch Netflix, Hulu, Disney, TikTok, Twitch. I didn't know you could watch Twitch on here. We got Speed. We got Kai. Let me see the mouth of your tongue.
Taking Miles' spot for him, like, would be crazy. But that's a 24-hour short.
Let me see what Speed's up to.
But it's tough though. That's a.
I know Speed was in Boston. He was next to my area. Yes, sir. I'm a mailman, and Speed was literally on the route that I deliver, and that's around Harvard.
National and Soccer League, and only the best will win.
In my life.
Let's check out YouTube.
Behind me is a Tesla Model S Plaid, and this is one of the best dailies you can buy. I swear.
Don't get me wrong, for a weekend car, I'd still have something like this.
But for an everyday A to B, this is hard to top. In the front, you get lots of storage space, and even more in the back. And because there's no gas tank, more storage. And with the seats folded down, I get tons of space. It also starts at $86,000, only costs about $8,000.
Let's get back to the game. Go back on the internet. YouTube TV. YouTube TV, that's the stream we're using all the time. Kansas.
Duffy on the stop. That should bring out Dicker the kicker to try and make it a 10-point lead for the Chargers.